queen of infomercials gets cooking.
Cooking is fun. And if you don't think it's fun,
it is with
you don't have the right path.
Is there anything Cathy Mitchell can't sell?
After they sold 1 million of them, I said, this is a good gig.
We've got the queen of infomercials, the brains behind Dump Dinners, and an all-around great cook. Cathy Mitchell is in the house.
Plus, we're getting yes. Up next, we've got infomercial royalty, all right? And cook extraordinaire.
Cathy Mitchell's here. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. Our next guest is not only a spectacular cook, but she's known as the queen of infomercials.
Watching her, it's clear there's almost nothing she can't sell. Take a look.
Hi, Cathy Mitchell here with my new red copper cookware. Watch this. I'm going to fry these eggs. No oil, no butter, no spray. Want to know a chef's secret? Simmer chicken bones and veggie scraps for a rich homemade broth that's liquid gold for savory soups and sauces. What's better than one flip witch? Two.
Dancing water.
Please welcome Cathy Mitchell. Thank you so much for being here today. We're so happy to have you.
Oh, it's great to be here. You guys are so much fun.
We try, yeah. Now, you're known as the queen of infomercials. What was your first, big gig?
My very first infomercial was called the Snack Master.
Ooh.
It was a little machine, looked like a waffle iron. You put 2 pieces of bread with some filling in it, 2 more pieces of bread, and you close the lid, and it squoze it down. So y'all have one.
Y'all know, right?
And it made 2 hot sealed sandwiches, but of course, I had to show all the other things it would do besides make a sandwich, because that's kind of my forte. You give me a product that's supposed to do one thing, and I have to find out 10 other things.
Kelly does that too. She takes a spoon and goes, look, it's also a mirror.
Yeah,
that's right.
Multi-purpose use, right?
That's right.
What's your secret to selling something on television?
Loving it.
Loving it. You have to believe in what you're selling.
Absolutely. You would not believe how many products they have sent me to sell, and I use it now. Well, this is stupid.
I love your honesty, right? We could use more of that.
Well, I have a saying when somebody brings me a product, and that would be too much solution, not enough problem.
Right.
Because that's what happens with a lot of stuff. They go, has this ever happened to you? And it's like, no.
That's great. Awesome.
So you're, like we said, we keep saying the queen of infomercials. How many products have you sold?
Millions.
Like 20 mil? Upwards of 20 mil?
Oh, easily, yeah.
Whoa, really?
I know.
Wow.
Well, I sold 1 million of the first product I ever did, which was the Snack Master.
Right.
And I know that because when I made the commercial, and I finished the commercial, and the guy, and this was in 1989, and my boss came to me and says, you know, we never talked about paying you for your work today, so I'll give you $1,000, or I'll give you 50 cents for each one we might sell.
Oh, my gosh.
And I remember standing there in the parking lot of the studio and saying, you know, I'll take the 50 cents, because I thought to myself, if I sell 5,000 of them, I make $2,500, and that's way more than 1,000. So after they sold 1 million of them, and I had my $500 million, $500,000. No, I didn't retire, but I said, this is a good gig.
It's pretty damn good. That's awesome.
Now you have a passion for cooking.
I do.
Where did that come from?
Well, I've been cooking since I was old enough to reach the counter in the kitchen, I guess. I was the original latchkey child. Now, we're talking again back in the 50s.
Right.
And because I'm 70 years old, and I'm proud to admit it. And I came home to an empty house. And so the first thing I had to do was learn to cook a snack. And I love popcorn. But, you know, I wasn't supposed to cook. And popcorn does leave a smell in the kitchen. So not only did I learn to cook popcorn, I had to learn how to get the smell out of the house before my parents came home.
That's right. 2 windows.
Exactly.
Tell us what we're making today.
We're making a Monte Cristo sandwich.
Wow.
And you know, usually a Monte Cristo is like ham and cheese. You dip it in egg like the
French toast.
I'm saying like I know what you're talking about.
And then sprinkle it with powdered sugar. But this is a very special Monte Cristo because this one has cheese and apples.
Apples. I love apples.
Oh, I do too.
Cheese and apples?
Yes.
That goes together?
Yeah. Oh, wait till you taste.
Cheese goes with everything. So does apples.
Yes. Haven't you ever had cheddar cheese on a slice of apple pie?
No.
No.
Who has cheddar cheese on apples? Really?
Yeah. She's like.
I've never had, so it'll be a first for me.
All right. Well, let's get busy over here then.
Let's do it.
This is some Gruyere cheese, but you can use any kind of cheese you want. And we've got just a little bit of cream cheese. What we want to do is make this cheese kind of stick together so that we can spread it on the bread. This is a little bit of honey.
Little honey.
Oh, yeah, because honey is good in everything.
Cinnamon here?
Yeah, you want to dump that in?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Stir this
Watch
around.
your sleeves there.
I know.
Sugar.
Yeah.
There might be a little...
Watch all our sleeves.
She's very sleevey.
There we go.
I don't always cook in sequins, but I thought,
I was going to ask you, I was like, is everything bedazzled in your house?
Absolutely, because I sold that too, You
You sold the bedazzler?
She did. She sure did. I got one.
Were you the OG bedazzler, the person on TV selling
Actually, it was called Gem Magic, but yes, I did.
Yeah.
Funny story, my son and his wife went to Machu Picchu in Peru to climb Machu Picchu. My son got very sick from being up in the heights like that, so he was laying in his hotel room in Peru and only got 3 stations, and he was watching TV, and one of them, his mom came on selling Gem Magics in Spanish on his Peruvian.
Sí, es muy bien de Gem Magic. Es muy bien.
But you know, when you're sick, you need your mom.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, so we're just going to spread this on. This is just the cheese, the cinnamon, and the honey and the cream cheese, and we're just going to spread that on. And then if we've got some apple slices, we're just going to lay those on top.
We have them.
Wonderful.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. Asking you shall receive.
Right.
Here we go.
And I'm going to put you to work if I can. Can you kind of whip up that egg and that milk over there in that bowl?
You want me to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's talking to you.
This is kind of like a,
So how do you know what apples to use?
Well, you can use
apples.
Use what you got is what I say. If
Right.
you decide you want a sandwich and you've got some green apples, these are green apples, but you could use
these are more tart.
Honey Crisps are nice and tart too. But if you don't like the tartness of an apple, use a Delicious or something like that. Go ahead. You want to help me spread these apple slices on these? Just wanted to put them on 2 slices of the bread, and then we'll fold the other on top. Oh, you're doing a fine job.
Look at you.
Thanks, Mom. By the way, when you walk around, are you so used to people applauding at everything you say that you need them to applaud regardless of what you're doing?
Actually, no. I know I'm wonderful, so I don't
I like it.
People love to come to my house for dinner because I have all the best toys in my kitchen.
Do you make them do the dishes?
My husband does the dishes.
As one should.
All right, you got that ready? Because we're gonna dip these in there just like French toast, and I'll do the messy work here. Now,
do you have a cure for the common cold? What do you do for common colds?
Chicken soup.
Chicken soup, is that it?
Oh, yeah. But, you know, I don't get sick. If you eat well, you don't get sick.
If you eat well, you don't get sick.
Yeah, you do. You got to take care of yourself. Fruits, Now, I'm just getting this all eggy and nice. And, you know, in my red copper pan here, which I'm going to use.
Do you want it on simmer?
Low is fine. You really don't need any butter or oil.
This is a big deal.
This is a big deal.
This is the first time I've ever...
Oh, beautiful. All right.
Everybody.
Okay.
Now,
you don't know what's going to happen.
This is a spatula.
Nice brown butter. You guys are doing great.
Mike, and I help.
And I helped. You remember that commercial? Isn't that fun?
Right? Now, you're known for dump meals. What is a dump meal?
A dump meal is when you just take 4 or 5 ingredients, dump them together right in the pan usually, and don't have to do any mixing. So you're not messing up a whole lot of mixing bowls and getting a lot of dishes dirty. My very first cookbook was Dump Cakes, and that was the one that sold 4 million copies, and it's got some great, easy recipes.
4 million copies.
It's kind of like magic in the kitchen.
Only you could sell 4 million copies of a book called Dump Cakes.
Believe me, I got my share of kidding about that, too.
I'm sure,
So I had to follow it up with dump dinners, and then we did dump crock pot meals, and we did dump for diabetics. So,
I love that.
Whatever. Now, these will take
how
about
long do we leave them?
4 to 5 minutes per side. And then they're going to look like this over here. Oh, don't this look good?
I scoop them
You want to do it?
Yes, ma'am. Here. You get one, I'll get the other.
All right, there you go.
What are you putting them on?
Maybe you get yours out
non-stick.
These are non-stick pans, which you can get.
We're going to put them on there.
All right.
You see, just kind of wiggle it.
Yeah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
You got it.
Wiggle, wiggle,
Good
wiggle.
job,
Ooh,
nice.
yeah. Look at that. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Wonderful.
Now, to make it a Monte Cristo, you know, when I hear Monte Cristo, I think of the Count of Monte Cristo, and I can't imagine he went around with a pan and made sandwiches like
sandwiches
this. But anyway, this is powdered sugar, because that's what gives it that little kind of a sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yum, oh.
It's literally French toast with apples and cheese on it.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Amazing.
It's delicious.
That's awesome.
Right.
Do you have a room in your house that's just completely filled with items? Like, just like oh, don't go in there.
A room?
Or you have multiple rooms that are just filled with stuff.
That's why I say people love to come to dinner at my house, because I always send them home with lovely parting gifts.
Really?
Oh, right. I bet so.
You need one of these.
Ben's inviting both of us over.
I'm thinking of the massagers.
Absolutely. Well, do you dare taste this?
Let's do it.
Definitely. It's very, very hot. I don't want to kill you with it.
Here we go.
And it looks like.
Oh wow, this is great.
All right.
Take just the tiniest little bite because I don't want you to.
We don't take tiny bites here.
Well, because it is hot.
It is a little hot.
It's hot.
But we need to know if cheese goes with apples.
Holy heavens.
That's really good. Good job. I love it.
That's incredible. Oh my God.
They don't know that podcast.
It is good, yes.
More apples and more Cathy Mitchell when we come back.
Don't go anywhere.
We are back with infomercial queen and woman who made dump dinners popular all across America, Cathy Mitchell.
Yay! Cathy's showing us some easy apple-inspired recipes from her new cookbook, Red Copper Skillet Cooking.
Yes. Red Copper Skillet Cooking.
Now, you're all about creative yet simple recipes, which I love because you don't want to take too much time on your day. You have kids to feed, stuff like that.
And this one is so easy and so simple. Now, this starts with about 4 apples, and I used Honey Crisps because I like that little tart crispness. Now, the recipe in the cookbook, that's the Red Copper Skillet Cookbook.
Yes.
Everything's cooked in a skillet. Calls for 2 cups of cranberries, and this is cranberry season. Feel free to substitute if you want a different kind of apple, or you want to add some raspberries or blueberries or cranberries, whatever you like. Go ahead and do it. Now, I'm just adding a little bit of flour because that's what keeps it from getting too soggy when you make a crisp. This is a little bit of pumpkin pie, apple pie spice.
Nice.
And we need a little pinch of salt. I almost dumped that whole thing in there. Pinch of salt. And that's the sugar. If you want to dump that in there for me.
All of it?
Go for it, girl.
Yes. All
You better believe it.
And again, you might want to, if your cranberries are very tart or what you're putting in there is very tart or your family likes a sweeter recipe, just increase the sugar a little bit. It won't hurt. You can do anything you want. You're the boss in the kitchen.
That's cool. I love that philosophy.
So we're just going to go ahead and stir this up. Or why don't you stir that up? You look like a good stirring guy.
You have 11 grandbabies?
I do, and they love to come and cook with me.
For like holidays and birthdays for your grandkids, do you just get them like non-stick pans and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, actually, I had to get them a shirt that said "My Grandma's Famous."
That's right. I love that. I love that.
All right, over here now we're going to add some brown sugar.
Now, what's the biggest mistake you'd say that people make in the kitchen?
Worrying too much about what they're going to get.
I worry a lot.
Yeah, stop it.
Okay, I got to stop.
Confidence. You have confidence.
Yeah,
right?
Cooking is fun. And
it is?
Absolutely. And if you don't think it's fun,
it is with you.
Don't have the right pans.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Right. Let's talk the tools. Now, I've got some flour and sugar. I'm going to add a little bit of the rest of
the apple pie.
Apple pie. Thank you.
You got it.
It's going at 70. Okay, add a little salt, and then I'm going to add some butter, and we're going to cut this butter in.
Little cubes.
You always have one of these instruments of torture at your house.
That's self-defense in Kelly's house.
This is called
brass knuckles?
A pastry blender, and what it does is it cuts through that flour and just get them mixed together like
you want me to do it?
You want to do this?
Yeah. You look too bedazzled to be doing this.
Am I still maintaining over here?
But the queen does do that stuff at home, you know.
The queen does, yeah.
Go ahead. See what you're doing? You're cutting that butter into tiny little pieces and coating each of those pieces with the flour, and that way eventually it makes a nice crispy topping.
Yeah.
Now while you're doing that, I'm going to add a few little oats and some walnuts.
Ooh, you're making it hard on me. Great.
And again, use pecans if you don't like walnuts. My husband is not a walnut fan, so I always make it with pecans, and then he's happy.
He's so high maintenance.
I know he is, but he does the dishes.
He's just like Ben.
That's right. Now, Kelly, if you want to dump that apple mixture right into the pan.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you'll notice you don't need any kind of butter, oil, and under no circumstances, once you get your pan, do not ever, ever spray it with nonstick spray.
Don't? Really?
Don't ever spray it.
Well, there goes my pans.
Trust me, nothing will stick to this pan unless you spray it with nonstick spray, and then everything will stick to this pan.
You can get them on our website.
But that's good. You're done. Let's scrape all of this off.
Yeah. I washed my hands.
You did such a beautiful job.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
But isn't this pretty? With all these little cranberries.
That's gorgeous. Yes. Now we're just going to dump this on top of it.
Oh, wow.
All right. That's pretty, yeah.
That's beautiful. And just dump that right on top, just like that. All right. That's all you got to do. And then we're going to pop that into the oven for about, I think it took about 45, 50 minutes.
All right. That oven's amazing.
And
it's like a hole in
the magic
45 minutes.
Ding!
And we're ready. Oh my gosh, look at
Now, it smells incredible. It smells like fall.
It smells like fall. Yeah.
And look, the apples are beautifully done. I've got beautiful little plates over here.
The other ones. Sorry.
We have pretty.
You can tell I'm starving. Like, I'll eat out of the pan.
Please, sir, may I have another?
There it is. Yeah. May I have some more porridge?
Now, I have whipped cream. I have ice cream. Whatever you like on it. Or
need some comfort food.
You can just eat it naked, as I like to say, but that means without
naked.
That means without topping, not naked.
Yeah. Get your head out of the gutter.
I love that she clarified. Thank you so much for clarifying.
All right. Well, this one will be for you.
All right.
So.
Well, then in that case, whipped cream.
Yeah, I want to do it the way you do it.
All right. Well, you make it pretty.
Yeah.
And then you add more.
Beautiful. All right.
Have you ever seen them on TV? They go like that.
Yeah.
Who's eating that?
Because they're all on diets.
More.
They're all on diets.
Perfect.
Somebody gave me a faulty sprayer. It's squirting out the sides.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you.
Pretty.
There
we go.
Once again, we will awkwardly eat delicious
food
in front of 100 starving people.
All right.
Cathy's Red Copper Skillet Cooking is available now, and everyone in the audience, guess what? You're going home with a copy.
Yeah. And up next, how to make a gorgeous and affordable tablescape for fall. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.